people might walk up to you occasionally, and they might want to just take a picture with you and say, congratulations, great work. With me, they want to debate. My life is harder.
Well, Stephen, here's what I want you to realize. A, you're lying. Nobody comes up to you, okay? Stephen A. Smith does not have one fan. Not one. There's never been a request for a picture. There's never been a request for a debate. You're snap finger famous. That's the guy. That's the what's the guy that's on the, what's the guy that's what's the guy that's on the thing on the ESPN thing? That's what they do.
Y'all, the internet has done what Skip Bayless, Max Kellerman, and all the other NBA players couldn't do. They roasted his ass into silence. Now, this last couple of weeks hasn't been easy for our boy Steven, but you know him. He's never silent for long. So he even joined in the laughter. From TikTok calling him the ESPN corporate puppet to people calling him a house ninja, to even his daughter trying to roast him. Comedians breaking down his fraudulent persona. Stephen A. Smith went from debating athletes to debating his own reputation. So today we are going to take a look at some of the best roasts of Stephen A. Smith. Now, I said quite a few things about him in the past, but let's see what the internet gave his ass. I want you to tell me who had the best roast. Let's go.
Stephen A. Smith, you receding raccoon. Let me ask you something. Why is it that the Coon Crusade's criticism is always about Jasmine Crockett? Y'all don't say nothing about Pam Bondi or Laura Loomer or Christy Nome. When they coming out and saying ignorant shit every day, these motherfuckers call her a ghetto, ratchet, dumb, unqualified, ignorant day, and you ain't say the word. It ain't no holding your hands back on these motherfuckers. These motherfuckers don't give a about you. Nigga, look in the mirror. You've been Disney's, ESPN's, rambunctious, obnoxious, loudmouth nigga your whole career. Why the fuck you think you got the millions, nigga?
Now, Stephen A. Smith was born in New York, in the Bronx, in 1967. But he was raised in Hollis, Queens, I believe. He was the youngest of 6, and his parents actually came from the U.S. Virgin Islands, St. Thomas to be exact. He grew up hooping, and he actually earned a scholarship to Winston-Salem State University and graduated in 91 with a degree in mass communication. He actually started his career writing for the Philadelphia Inquirer before making the jump to TV, eventually becoming the face, the voice, and the volume knob of ESPN's First Take. Over the decades, he hosted shows, signed multi-million-dollar contracts, and turned his hot takes into a full-blown empire. But here is where it gets messy. Stephen A. Smith isn't just a sports guy anymore. He has become a symbol in black media. Some might even call him a trailblazer. For others, a black token.
Stephen A. Smith is a sellout. Stephen A. Smith's an Uncle Tom. Stephen A. Smith ain't black. You ain't one of us. These are the kind of things that were said to me yesterday.
Or an industry plant who traded his authenticity for airtime. Now, critics say he's kind of the safe voice for Black America. Loud enough to sound radical, but never dangerous enough to lose sponsorships.
I'm not down with Gavin Newsom because my issue with Gavin Newsom is like, listen, you look great in those blue suits. You're very articulate, very smart, very quick-witted. I love how you've been trolling Trump because I thought that was necessary in order to compete with Trump. But I can't ignore the fact that you're number one in unemployment, number one in homelessness and poverty and all of this other stuff and the price of the affordability issues in California. I can't ignore all of that.
So can we say a brand-friendly rebel? He's passionate, he's articulate, and he is unapologetically opinionated. Whether you agree or not, when he speaks, you listen. And in my opinion, that's why ESPN keeps cashing these Stephen A. Smith checks.
I don't like the fact that that brother has taken with pride a job where he gets to talk so much about black people on the air, but the dude who run the UFC, what's his name? Dana White? That's my friend. I was like, oh my God, he said Dana White is his friend. I know he don't talk to Dana White all the time. You can't talk to Dana White all the time. Dana White fuck be slapping, including his wife. He did it on TV. So when he said Dana White was his friend, I just really was like, oh my God, this dude, there's something wrong with him. I think he believes that he's fair, but he's the opposite of fair to me. I think he talk about black people too much on ESPN. He's the guy, the white people who are in charge, they don't have to say it. Get him to say it. That's why I think Stephen A. Smith is. That's why I go at him.
So yes, guys, he is complicated. A cultural character who is both powerful and polarizing. But lately, the internet decided to remind him that nobody out here is untouchable. And you might not believe, but some of this actually started with his own daughter, Samantha Smith, a feisty, bubbly young lady that knows how to roast her own dad.
Advice for an admin that's going bald at a hilariously fast rate. Y'all, okay, wait, one second. 1, 2, 3, 4. God dang, I ran out of fingers, chat.
She didn't just come for his hairline. She came for his whole entire ego. He sat there blinking in 4K, questioning his whole career trajectory. The man who drags LeBron James every Tuesday got humbled by his own DNA. That's defined comedy right there. But if you think his daughter came for his receding hairline and she was the only one, you are sadly mistaken. Let's look at some of the best roasts concerning this whole receding hairline this man has.
The last time the Knicks were in this position, I was in college. I was coming off the Final Four. Your hairline was right here the last time the Knicks were here. I never had a hairline. And I never had a hairline, but they never had to edge me up like this.
Bro, you ever gonna let the hair go?
I think, you know what?
Because that man sneaking back, Steve. It's deep.
Well,
Him and Bomani had it on TV one day.
Actually, it's not true. And I can
No,
prove
it is true.
Can I prove it?
Okay.
I looked at a photo of myself from 7 years ago. My hairline was back this far then. I'm holding on. It's still here. It's still here. It's still. Look, damn it, I'm 54. I'm 54, bro. Have you seen LeBron? Have you seen KD? Have you seen some of these people? I mean, look, man. I mean, the hair is leaving them. I'm 54. They in their 30s.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? But here's the deal. I'm going to hold on to this George Jefferson look for as long as I possibly can.
We do have footage, Stephen A., of Shaq being on our Tuesday night show sporting this hairstyle. That's my Stephen A. look.
I got it. See,
I'm going to bring it back next week. Let me see that again.
Let me see it again. What are you doing? I don't pull it out. Let me see it again. Let me see it again. I got you.
Now, Stephen A. Smith, I talked about you extensively. Sometimes I like your ass. Sometimes I just can't stand your ass. It's kind of in between, but I'ma just hush and let the people do the talking this time because what I've seen on the internet streets, let's move on.
That doggone Muppet, that big nose Muppet with their hairline pushed back from here to Afghanistan. Let me tell you something. You might not say the word, and I don't work for the Shade Room, so I can say what the hell I want to say. He is a and I'm going to tell you something. He's sitting over there tap dancing and being a for white folks because he want to be a white man so bad. Look at his hairline. You know how when white men go bald, they get that little table skirt around the side. They don't want to just shave it all off. He got the same thing going on just in the format. And I'm going to take it a step further. You got so much to say about Jasmine Crockett, but your daughter ain't far off from her because I watch how sass mouth your daughter gets on your show, and she's a sassy little firecracker too. And I'm not saying that in a negative light. I'm not saying nothing to say nothing negative about his daughter, but that is the spirit of black women. They're oftentimes vocal. They have a lot of passion. They have a lot of emotion behind what they're saying. And Stephen A. Smith, how would you feel if that sassy daughter of yours got into a position of leadership and another grown big nose hairline pushback from here to Zimbabwe got on a platform as big as yours and said what you had to say about somebody like Jasmine Crockett, who is using her platform to do the doggone work? Stephen A. Smith, as far as I'm concerned, you ain't even good on speaking on sports. Like LeBron said, always talking about some sports your ass ain't never even played. And then you want to get on here and come for this sister. I do not mind black people having differences of opinion. We don't have to all vote the same. Black people are not all a monolith, but I question the intentionality behind some of the that comes out of Stephen A. Smith's mouth. Stephen A. Smith strikes me as one of those black people. I'm gonna be very honest. Stephen A. Smith don't believe half the shit that come out of his mouth. What Stephen A. Smith believes is that nice paycheck that he gets, and the more that he panders and tap dances to a certain demographic of the population, the bigger that check gets. And he is one of those that said, forget everybody else, I'ma get mine. And every time he gets off stage, them good old white folks pat him on the back and it makes him feel good. The same way they do Tucker Carlson, Bill O'Reilly, and Megyn Kelly, all of which don't believe half of that that come out their mouth. The only difference between them and Stephen A. Smith is that when they get through pandering to those crazies, they're going to still have a community to go to. Stephen A. Smith, when these white folks is done with your and when they chew you up and spit you out, you ain't gonna have nowhere else to land, my brother, because we not gonna have you.
TikTok had this man trending like some Real Housewives villain.
If I listen to ESPN for an hour, it's like watching The Real Housewives of Atlanta.
Absolutely.
You know? I mean, you know, it's the same drama and they're yelling at each other and they don't get along. You know, I mean, Stephen A. Smith, he's just like every other
he'd
talk
be a
show
great
host.
Real Housewife.
He would be,
right.
right?
It would be amazing.
So that's why I'm like, what's the difference?
Remember when he posted his Knicks celebration? People turned his delete this shit moment into a whole entire meme genre. Instagram roasted his expressions, calling him the most dramatic man alive. But let's be real, guys. The internet roasting Stephen A. Smith was kind of karma. Karma for every time he yelled, "Stay off the weed," at some poor athlete.
Also because Alex Caruso for the Los Angeles Lakers could not stay off the weed. Duh.
But then things got political. And you know me, I love me some good politics. So you came for my good sister, Jasmine Crockett.
Ladies, I respect intelligent women, no doubt. But how Jasmine Crockett chooses to express herself, I'm like, is that going to help your district in Texas? Aren't you there to find a way to get stuff done as opposed to just being an impediment to what Trump wants? How much work goes into that? I'm just going to go off about Trump, cuss him out every chance I get, say the most derogatory, incendiary things imaginable, and that's my day's work. That ain't work.
Calling her a rhetoric for the streets. And when I tell you Black Twitter locked in with a vengeance, I am not lying. They were on your ass.
You got to know how to talk to white folk. Jasmine Crockett, how dare you? You got to be nice to white folk. They don't like all that aggressive Negro antics. See the way I talk to white folk? I talk to them real good. I don't want to get daddy mad now. The President of the United States, he run a good country for us. Look at us. We's free. We eat food. We get to dance. We get TikTok. We can do Instagram. That's a good man. Stephen A. Smith, Stephen A. Smith. You at it again, man. ESPN, he talks his shit, always has talked his shit. Boisterous, loud. That's what he does. He criticizes whoever's in his goddamn path. That's what he does. There's sometimes I agree with him, but man, you be walking that line, boy, of coon and righteous. You be right in the middle. You be ruining. That's the new verb. When you're right on that edge. What you said about Jasmine Crockett, I don't agree with. Jasmine Crockett is qualified for what she does. She has earned her degrees. You don't have a degree in that. You're great at the sports. She don't try to correct you on how to talk about sports. And you're telling her how to talk to the president. How is she supposed to talk? She's doing exactly what she's supposed to do. She has more balls than most of these motherfuckers in the Democratic Party have. She speaks up for people's rights. She speaks up when she sees something wrong. She's calling it out the way Jasmine supposed to call it. That's the way she does it. I just don't like the way you're telling her how to talk. Her style is bad because she's right on point. She always has facts. She reads people. So what's the problem, Steve? Look at the way you talk about your sports. You gonna tell me that I'm not talking here. I know him. And he is horrible. It was abysmal. That's you, man. No one's telling you how to do that. That's how you make your money, by using your style. Jasmine has her style, and I think it's wonderful and refreshing to strong Black women. Yo, man, you should be on her side. We should be protecting someone like Jasmine Crockett. Fuck that, right? I call her Jasmine the Rocket Crockett, man. The Rocket.
Calling a Black woman too street when your whole career is based on yelling and theatrics, that is some ironic poetry to me. And folks been saying you weren't correcting her. No, you were actually policing her. And that is when the discourse, Stephen, got cultural. And I've seen you defending yourself, saying, y'all trying to cancel me or whatever. Stephen, stop.
The other day I got heat because they said I was insulting Jasmine Crockett. Why you got to call out the sister? Because the sister's the one sounding like that. I know she's intelligent. I know she's accomplished. I know she's smart. That's not what I said. What I said was, that's not how you sounded. You sounded belligerent talking about the president. You're a representative representing the state of Texas in your district in Texas. They didn't send you there for that. They sent you there to find a way to get what you can for us while he's in office.
We are not canceling you. We're just turning up a mirror.
Could you do a Stephen A. walkout?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
I need everyone.
So the first thing that happened to him, he get pigeon-toed like Jordan when he first walked in, right? He be walking in, and everything's slow motion, but when he move his right leg, it's slower than the left, right? So the left fast, then the right one dragged, and he left fast, then that right one dragged, right? And here's the thing is, too, when he walk past people, if you ever look, he be speaking to folks, but they not looking at him. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? He be like Kevin Hart, he be like, and the people ain't looking at him. Like he be waving, like they taking pictures, like he taking candy, but ain't nobody looking at it. It's the truth.
Stephen,
one of my least favorite moments, and I think we got a clip. Do we have the clip of Stephen A. Smith hitting a heavy bag when he was working out boxing? Just roll the clip of Stephen A. Smith throwing some of the most aggressive uppercuts that I've ever seen in my life. Dressed like he has never went to the gym. Stephen A. Smith, as you can see, has on a pair of the loosest gray sweatpants and a black tank top that definitely doesn't fit. It looks like it's been through 7 family reunions and 2 barbecues. But boy, when I tell you, this did not do good for our race as well.
Usually, I'm not all that of a Kevin Hart fan, but Kevin got your ass.
Stephen A. Smith is the Kevin Hart of the sports media. Smith is a plant. Disney and ESPN installed Smith at the top of the sports media world because his inadequacies as a journalist make him easy to control.
He ain't lying.
When I listened to Cat Williams talk about Kevin Hart and Steve Harvey, my mind immediately drifted to Stephen A. Smith's memoir. Smith's story just doesn't add up.
But they're not telling us I only played 1 game because I cracked my kneecap.
1.5 points per game. How do you average that in 1 game? Is there a 1.5 pointer in Division II basketball? How do you do it? It can't be done.
My nigga.
It's an impossibility. And I know I'm not great at math, but you can't average 1.5 points a game in basketball in 1 game.
My bone cracked in half. My first year at Winston-Salem State.
Bullshit.
Are there 2 Stephen Smiths that played at Winston-Salem State? Because one guy, according to the stat sheet, played 9 games, and the guy on TV is saying he never played a game.
Now, Jason, your black token ass. I don't think you are really the one that needs to speak on Mr. Smith. The audacity of you calling him ESPN's mouthpiece when you are one of the biggest black tokens in these political streets is beyond me. The way I see it, Stephen mastered the art of controlled rebellion. Loud enough to entertain, but never loud enough to bite the hand that actually feeds him.
Stephen A. Smith, the double agent. And what is a double agent? Stephen A. Smith, he is the black double agent in a suit. See, Stephen A. Smith isn't a journalist anymore. He's a media mascot. He's less concerned with truth and more concerned with ratings. And if that means cooning on camera or throwing black athletes under the bus for a check, then so be it. This ain't journalism. It's minstrel in HD. You see, Stephen A. Smith has mastered the art of performative outrage. Just never for black liberation, you understand? See, he'll shout into the mic with veins popping out when an athlete smokes weed, but whisper when white institutions exploit black labor.
And it's sad because once upon a time, he was that journalist from the streets of Queens, fighting against credibility. And now he's like a brand, one that sells debate like drama. We see it all the time.
Why have you never been married?
Because I didn't know how to act. This
Is
is
that in the
simple.
book?
It's
Your fault.
It's totally my fault. Totally my fault. It's not anybody's fault but mine. I was on the road over 200 days out of the year. I'm not going to be faithful being on the road 200 days out of the year.
You can.
I know.
You can make that choice.
No.
Okay, just because you.
I didn't say you can't. I didn't say you can't. I said me.
It's something about you, Stephen, that the people just don't connect with. And then you made another big mistake. You came for Serena D. Williams, our sister. Now her husband got you together.
Do you remember what Stephen A. Smith said after Serena Williams appeared at Kendrick Lamar's Super Bowl halftime performance? I'll remind you.
If I'm married and my wife is going to join trolling her ex, go back to his ass. Because clearly you don't belong with me. What you worried about him for and you with me?
Well, Serena's husband, Alexis Ohanian, was on First Take and clapped back at Stephen A. in the best possible way.
Stephen A. Smith, I think you had some marriage advice for me. Is that right? Or?
Well, you know what? Listen, I didn't. People, headlines are headlines.
Hummin'.
We can get into that another time, but I was
hoping you were going to be here.
I am not qualified. Married?
All right.
Oh, no, not me.
You hadn't been married before, right? I give advice to plenty of founders who want to build billion-dollar companies. And the reason I do that is because I build billion-dollar companies. Yeah. So I generally try to stay in my lane.
He hit him with a stay in your own lane.
Now, when he got you together, I thought you were coming with, a response, 1, 2. But Stephen.
Alexis Ohanian, Serena Williams' husband. It would have been an entirely different situation if I were in studio. I'm all right.
Shut your bitch ass up.
Yikes. And when did your ass get into politics?
People think I'm interested in being an elected official. I have no desire to be that. I'd have to give up a lot of money to do that, first of all. I don't want to do that.
I don't know if you know that, but the rules have changed. You don't.
A lot of my money.
Not only that.
A lot of my money. See, I earn my money.
Stephen A. meme coin would be rolling billions of dollars.
But check this out.
If you were the president of the United States.
I feel you on that, but the way I look at it is that the money that I have earned working my ass off all of these years, now I would have to curry favor, which means I would be owned, and I ain't having that.
Now, I'm not saying everything you're saying isn't right. I'm not saying that at all.
Your thoughts on Stephen A. Smith?
I was talking to somebody the other day. I didn't see what did Stephen A. say about OJ? Something about OJ Simpson?
He was upset, I believe, that BET,
that BET honored him. Yes.
Okay.
Had him in the in memoriam package.
Yeah.
My view on my brother Stephen A. Smith, I vacillate. Because one minute, he'll say something that I say, good. Like when they gave Steve Nash the Brooklyn Nets coaching job. And he said, no black man gets that job with no experience. And you want to coach KD, Kyrie, and James Harden? No black man gets that. Good job, Stephen A. And then he'll go right back and do something coonish like this. If BET wants to honor OJ, let them honor OJ. White people honor white people who are guilty of things, right? And let us be clear, did not OJ get acquitted?
But love him or hate him, we're still talking about him. So I guess you're winning. And according to you, financially, you're winning too.
A quick Google search says that your net worth is $25 million. Is that accurate?
No.
Is it far off?
Not really.
So it's pretty close.
Not that close, but we'll see. It'll be more soon.
When?
Soon.
Down the line, 5 years, 10 years, or?
Nah, it'll be a lot sooner than that.
What? Some checks start rolling in?
With some of the things that I got coming down the pike, yes.
So guys, who do you think roasted Stephen A. Smith the best? Let me know in the comments. I hope you enjoyed this video. And what do you think of Stephen A. Smith anyway? Let's talk about it. I'll see you in the next one, guys. Peace.